Now welcome to another edition of News from Naboo with Thor's Lightning Takes. And let's get right to the news.
We're going to start out with some Rey movie news today.
Alright, new Jedi Order.
Yeah, 2023, Daisy Ridley said she's coming back for the new Jedi Order, and it's kind of just been stalling around.
2 years ago, yeah.
Had a whole bunch of different writers at this point.
3 or 4?
Yeah.
I kind of lost track, honestly.
I did too. But Daisy Ridley just did an interview with Collider, kind of promoting her new movie, Cleaner, and kind of spoke a little bit about her involvement, like, behind the camera. Because she's done more in the work of, like, producing, directing kind of stuff these days. She's expanded what she does. So they want to talk to her about stuff like this relating to her new upcoming Star Wars movie, as well as how things might be different this time around. There's not much to go by. They didn't spend much time talking about Star Wars, probably because there's not much to say when there's no script dates or cast. But what she did say was, I don't know that I'd be producer on it, referring to her new movie, Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
But I certainly have been very involved. I'm involved in, well, not very involved, but I'm involved as much as I know what's going on. I know the story. I know what's going on with the script. So I'm aware of all that. And I think what's been really wonderful over the last few years is being more involved from the start to finish, really coming to set, knowing this is the absolute best way we can tell this story. These are the best actors for the job. This is the best crew for the job. Having that confidence is so lovely. And it's not that I didn't have that before, but I'm much more cognizant of it now. So in that way, I'm looking forward to turning up, really knowing the ins and outs of what the journey has been and what we're arriving at, the absolute best place to tell this particular story.
Like, what is she talking about exactly? Because she's making it sound like they've been casting and there's a lot going on, when it just sounds like it's a matter of, like, the script isn't done, so how much else can you do?
Well, she's
I'm not trying to be mean to her.
I know. She's
I
just
know what
happy
she's
because
saying,
she feels like she's part of this process.
Yeah, but what process is actually processing is my question.
Well, she said she kind of knows the story, and so she knows the current progress on what's happening with the script. She knows where exactly they are in the writing process, I suppose.
At the start, because they just hired another writer? Or
Yes.
are they keeping scraps? I mean, I'm imagining it's Kathleen Kennedy's idea, right? She has the story in her head to fix Rey, to save Rey, to make her the bestest character in Star Wars history, so everybody loves her.
Right.
And she's tried to hire multiple people to write that story. They haven't lived up to her expectations. And now we are on writer number 4 or 3, whatever it is, who will also probably fail to write the ultimate script.
So I'm wondering if there's a basic outline and they're just not filling in the blanks the way that they want them to, so that's all they're doing is filling in blanks.
Well, it sounds like,
Like they're playing Mad Lib with Star Wars.
Well, kind of. It sounds like it. I mean, it sounds like Daisy Ridley, has a pretty firm grasp on what the movie is supposed to be, or what they were envisioning and outlined.
Makes you wonder why you hire a writer when you already have the story.
Well, because someone actually, I mean, I know what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but I mean, you do need someone to actually write the
Somebody's writing the
dialogue
screenplay.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like they already have the story written out beat for beat, and they're literally having somebody come in and go, okay, I have to make this into a screenplay and write in all those types of notes.
Yeah, and then you have people who are going to come in, they want to put their own little spin on it. As I've said before, you don't get to the top of Hollywood by not having an ego. So the idea that you're going to come in and just play ball entirely and go, yeah, I will just word for word write exactly what you want me to, probably hard to find somebody who wants to do that. That's what I would think anyway. I don't know. That's just basing it off of what we've seen. We know Kennedy probably, again, wants this to be the Rey movie, to be the savior of her legacy.
Well, and I think Daisy Ridley wants this to be the savior of her character.
Well, sure. Why wouldn't she?
She doesn't, obviously she's not the writer, so she had no control over what happened to her character.
She has no blame for what Rey was,
right.
Other than
like
her
I said,
acting performance.
Force Awakens Rey, I enjoyed Force Awakens Rey. I thought there was a really good story beginning there. I thought she was developed pretty well as a character. They move into the next part, they threw everything away, crumpled it in little balls, spat on it, kicked it, buried it in the backyard. Then they tried to salvage whatever they could for the last movie, and I'm not surprised they couldn't come out with a perfect finale when they came,
You didn't set up for it. That's the problem. Even Rian Johnson has admitted Episode 8 was, like this self-contained story he wanted to tell.
Right, and it doesn't work when you're writing a trilogy.
No, especially part 8 of a 9-part saga, beyond just a trilogy, right?
So if Daisy Ridley is indeed more involved and paying more attention, more cognizant of what's going on, and if she's happy with how things are progressing, then maybe that's a good thing. Maybe because obviously she knows her character was played dirty. Most of the characters were done dirty.
Yeah.
So if she's feeling like this is a good kind of redemption, a good finisher for maybe Rey's story, maybe that's the right way to go. I mean, I want to be positive about it. I know it's an
I don't want to be
odd
negative
way to
about
look
it.
at it, but I
No, it's
want to
not.
be positive.
It's not a bad way to look at it to want to be positive, to want it to be good. You can be, realistic about it and say, well, or be skeptical, like, well, maybe this isn't the best choice or the best character to really go all in on. But, and I mean, obviously Daisy really wants this to be written well. She knows, unless she's the most ignorant person on the planet, she knows there are people out there who do not like her character.
Yeah.
She knows there's hate, quote
I mean,
unquote.
there's got to be her watching the
sequels.
movies and going, maybe I'm not happy with my character
Well,
as
yeah,
well.
there could be that as well. But I mean, she knows the perception of the sequels. So if she's going to come back, she doesn't want to just come back and double down on the negativity and make it even worse, right? She wants to try to salvage it all too.
And one thing I'm curious about is with her doing more directing, producing work out on her own, will she perhaps one day be a producer or director of some sort on a Star Wars project?
Maybe. I mean, if they got her to come back, they obviously promised her a lot of things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for all we know, she has a lot of creative input here. She is really behind the scenes giving her 2 cents and beyond. I don't know. It's an interesting... I mean, for all we know, it'll never get made, right? And I'm not trying to be negative.
It to be, yeah.
I mean, I could see...
I want to see some redemption for these characters.
I could see it never happening, never just coming to fruition, especially if Kennedy ends up leaving at some point in the not-too-distant future. But if it happens, I want it to be good.
All right. Well, let's cover something else. We kind of talked about this yesterday, about the Galaxy Edge. What this was, and we said today, a.k.a. yesterday,
yeah.
10th, was going to give us some more information. So now we know a little bit more about what's going on. Galaxy's Edge is bringing back the Season of the Force, which is kind of like a Star Wars celebration within a Star Wars land.
Okay.
It's more.
An in-universe celebration, or...
No, it's a
like
Disney
another
parks
holiday, like
party.
a life day?
It's not even like one day. So what it is they're bringing back like returning favorites, some new experiences. Luke with R2 will be roaming Batuu for the event. But from March 28th till May 11th, there's going to be a new nightly projection show that's going to take place near the Millennium Falcon. There's even some concept art I gave you to put up on screen.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to tell the story of the Skywalker saga films, backed by John Williams' iconic score. There's going to be the Fire of the Rising Moons firework display, a new display that they have that's going to take place on select nights throughout the season. So it's like I said, it's kind of an additional celebration to celebrate Star Wars.
Okay.
Yeah. It says that the villagers and visitors come together to celebrate their freedom and honor the heroes and legends of the galaxy who came before them. The fireworks display is also supposed to be accompanied by John Williams' musical score as well. There's going to be a new experiences with the Black Spire spaceports.
Are the fireworks canon?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
I mean, Ewoks had fireworks.
I was just going to say, they already are in Star Wars, so...
But because it's the bigger celebration, like things like Space Mountain are going to be Hyperspace Mountain.
How clever.
Yes. Oh, we're also going to see some new Star Tours stuff. They're doing some new locations and characters from Ahsoka, Andor, and The Mandalorian. We're going to visit the planet Cetos from Ahsoka. There's urgent messages from like Ahsoka, Cassian, Din Djarin, and Grogu during the ride. And there's new merch, of course. Special merch.
What a surprise.
Yeah.
All fairly priced, of course.
I'm sure they are.
Yeah. It's a good solid number on those. They're not going to be like $50 per
new
t-shirt.
New create your own headbands, which include like Yoda, R2, Ewoks, Vader, Stormtroopers. A new retro collection, which was designed with Ashley Eckstein. You can also build your own lightsabers, and a new storyline called Reclaimed and Reforged for a limited time around May 4th.
Is Ashley Eckstein's Her Universe product line still going strong? I know you have some in your closet upstairs.
I do have some in my closet. The ones I have in my closet, they don't sell anymore.
No.
Like, they stopped selling, they don't, like, produce them forever.
I like your Ewok one, and then you have, like, a Padme
I do, I have the Padme hoodie. We got that celebration. They were showing that one off. They're also going to have new food, like Pico Punch. It's an alcoholic drink with, like, pineapple juice and coconut milk.
Pico Punch?
Wookiee cookies.
That I would eat.
I know you would partake in some Wookiee cookies.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, obviously the glamour shots of their food look fantastic, but it's probably very small and very expensive.
Well, it's like when you watch a fast food commercial and their burger actually looks like it's made with meat, and then you unfortunately go and buy it.
It's also like a souvenir Darth Vader mug thing.
Okay.
That you can get hot chocolate in. For some reason, they limited these to 10 per person per transaction. So do people like go to the parks and like
scalp stuff? I mean,
probably.
I mean,
Honestly,
yeah, if
yes, because
it's desirable enough, but like a Darth Vader mug, you
I
said
don't know.
someone's gonna buy 10 of
feel
those or
like-
11.
Yeah, I guess to sell all of the extras.
Who's gonna like? Oh my god, I need that Vader mug.
I don't know. Me?
I almost call him Darth Mater.
There's Mater. No, me.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, you. But
Yeah, me.
I'm hoping there's not that many.
Like I got you a
obsessed.
shirt from Batu, that
Yeah,
Coca-Cola
the
shirt
Coke
that's
shirt.
written in Arabic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually got you a piece of Park merch, so I had to pay a premium.
You did, didn't you? Yeah.
Well, you don't know what I spent,
Well,
but
jeez.
that's part of the.
Well, we also bought. They had those Black Series sets for action
yeah,
figures that we
We
had to
had to-
buy,
yeah.
kind of from people from the park. So I
Even one
guess.
of my Star Wars like little anthology storybooks, I got.
yeah, you
the
have
Galaxy's
special
Edge edition.
Yep, it's kind of cool.
It has like two or three extra stories in
The
it,
Darth Maul story is in
Yeah.
that one that isn't in the
but it's canon, so I
wide
needed
release.
it.
Yeah.
Needed it.
Well, it's
Needed it.
Darth Maul. You gotta know. It's
Mhm.
like his childhood. All right. Well, that is going to be all we got for you this time. Now it is your turn. Take to the comments below. Tell us what you think of any and all of today's news, and let's talk some Star Wars. And so, until next time, thanks for watching.